Hello everyone, Returning the Drug Gamer here, and I'm just going back real quick to show you, after the transition. Everything's a bit more grey. I hold true to my promise of honoring Rin's request, even if it's against my own will. I try to redirect my focus into my studies, but I end up zoning out during classes and doing only the minimal amount of work required. Still, I start looking into my post-high school options a bit more seriously. I pour over university brochures and various career paths. I'm good at studying, so I want to go to a university. I'm pretty sure I could get into a pretty decent one too. The only problem is deciding which subject would be best. Kenji ridicules me about subjugating myself to the control of the feminist teachers when I tell him about trying to go into a university. I don't ask him about what he wants to do in the future. I wonder what Rin thinks of her own future. I bet she's not as lost as I am. And if she is, it's probably in some completely different way. I feel somewhat disappointed in finding out that I can't stop thinking about her. Her request makes me worry about her. Think about her more than I did when I could go and see her when I wanted. It bothers me that I can't. As expected, I eventually crack. Later one afternoon, I get on the bus heading downtown. I try to avoid explaining to myself exactly why I'm doing this, and keep thinking about other things for the entire duration of the trip. After a 5-minute walk, I'm standing in front of the gallery. I walk past into the door of the atelier, but at the last moment, I lost my courage and continue on all the way to the next corner. At which point, I turn back. Will Vin hate me if I go see her? I don't know what she's like when she's angry. I've never seen her angry. The worst thing would be if I actually ruined something by going to see her. Like she seemed to imply would happen. But there's no way that can be true, can there? It's just one of her quirks. I walk back down the street and end up passing the atelier door for the second time. Only this time, I continue all the way to the gallery. Its owner is standing just outside the door watching me. I thought that was you. What are you doing? I don't really want to explain the circumstances between me and Ren, so I get flustered and end up mumbling something clear. I just want to go see Ren. She takes stock of me and then sighs deeply, looking really amused somehow. I hope she doesn't misunderstand. Would you like to come in? Your teacher's visiting. We were discussing this exhibition. Ah, thanks for the invitation, but I really should. Don't be shy now. Come on in. I follow Say inside, finding that our art teacher indeed is there. Normally I'm standing at the big desk, contemplating what looks like an invitation card. I hit the wrong button. Shit. No, wait, no, not full screen. Ah, shit. I follow Say inside. Oh, shit. Look what the cat dragged in. Nakai! Nakai! Hello there, my boy! She doesn't seem to be phased at all by my appearance. How do you like the invitations? I glance at them quickly. They're kind of fancy, with one of Vin's paintings printed on the front cover in shiny gold writing. They look fine to me. They're magnificent! I absolutely love the design! Are those embossed gold lettering? Fabulous! Good print work too! You'll have to tell me where you get these done. What does Vin think? I haven't asked. She said that she was fine with my decisions anyway. Novia laughs boisterously. Still turning the gold letter card in his hands. That's my goal! She wants to focus on essentials only. Good for her! Her work is progressing well too. It seems she's found new inspiration. I think she's been sort of weird lately. Like she's wrestling with something. With herself. Probably. And it makes her confused. She said she had a hard time painting the last time I saw her. It seems resolved now, however. You know, she practically lives up there now, right? Then makes a simple gesture with her hand, as if sweeping my question aside. Sure. Don't you think that's weird?
Maybe it is. Still, I think she understands how big an opportunity this is, and is going for it, full throttle.
Is it really that big? Nomiya sets the card down and brushes some imaginary dust off his jacket.
Well, how should I put it? There are times in everyone's lives where something really big washes over you and changes you forever. This could just be that moment for Tezuka.
I see. Yeah, I think something like that happened to me. Referring to that incident that brought me to Yamaku. Neither of the two adults comment on that, however.
It might well be that everyone has. Oh well! At any rate, surrendering oneself to art is a big decision, and a thorny path too. Quite thorny indeed. Tezuka has almost everything one needs, but whether she has the will to pull through, that's a different question. I should know that best. I tried going down that path too, but turned away in the end.
I don't understand what he's trying to say. Is that why you supported a Vin? Is that what... I don't think this one matters as much. I don't think. I think I'm going to go with... Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with support. Yeah. Is that why you're supportive of Vin? Is that why you're supportive of Vin? Because you know it's hard? Say answers me instead of the art teacher.
Maybe, partially. Does it bother you?
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. I just don't get it. Like the Atlia? It's an amazing place, but it's not been used in who knows how long. Now that Vin came,
17 years and 4 months.
I raise my eyes to meet Say's. A calm, calculating stare, not unlike Vin's own, is fixated on me. Nomiya's usual smile has suddenly died too. Feels like the air pressure in the gallery has suddenly dropped, along with the temperature.
That is how long it's been since someone walked there.
Oh.
I guess there's a story to everything.
She crosses her arms with a quiet sigh and leans against the table.
The Leo belonged to my husband. He was an artist too. He lived up there. Well, we both lived up there for some time after we got married.
We actually met through him, as a matter of fact.
That's right. Anyway, we were young and foolish, or at least I was. We were studying art at the same school. Art history for me, painting for him. And as he just said, this was at the time I met your teacher. Anyway, I fell madly in love with this person. Or maybe it was his art. He was brilliant. His genius shone so brightly whenever he put a brush to canvas.
Her voice takes on an almost reverent sort of tone, as she reminisces about her husband. I look at her hands and notice that she's not wearing a wedding band. On top of that, she keeps speaking in past tense.
He really was the kind of artist who would make history books, one with a direct line to God. That's what I thought anyway. Silly, isn't it?
I think we all knew that he was something else back then. Even the teachers!
That genius. Well, I'd say it consumed him. Everything. Absolutely everything was second to art. Be it social life, getting a job, or even me. It just wasn't as important. It seems that artists can't look at their work as just a job, you know? It's something more fundamental to them. It was hard to live with a person like that. Hard to be married to a person like that.
She takes a pause and looks to see if I understood. I guess the point of this story hasn't merged yet. That, I've missed it. So, how did you cope with it? A question, probably the exact one she was waiting for, draws a dry chuckle out of her.
However I could. Sometimes it was hard. Sometimes I fooled myself into believing he would change. I pursued my own things too, so it was easy just to let him be. It's not like you could stop an artist from painting if he wants to paint. Plus, being with an artist is fascinating. I can't say that I hated it. Art schools are full of all sorts of posers and pretentiously schmucks. But true artists, are lovely people in general. I think that's why your teacher has taken such a shine to our little kitten. She really has the makings of an artist, and a good one at that. She wants to paint. She must paint.
Quite so! She's the best student I ever had!
It's about her findings on her way now. Maybe that's why I wanted to give her this chance. If she goes to an art school, it'll be good for her. Artistic expression is about finding one's own place to be, your own limits, and then working with that. To expand, to break them, whatever works best. But you have to know the limits of what you can do. Anyway, long story short, my husband was a person without these kinds of limits, and a unique individual, but a human can't endure a thing like that. He died young. After he was gone, I couldn't stand the atmosphere anymore, and tried to forget it. That kind of things happens. You could say that his flame was bright but brief.
Well, you know what they say. The brightest flames have the shortest lives. The brighter you burn, the shorter your fuse, if I recall, is what it was. It's kind of sad. So it comes to an abrupt end, but it didn't seem like she's going to go on any further. Nomiya toys with the invitation card laying on the table, as if doing something just for the sake of doing it. But what if Rin is like your husband too? What if she's the person who has unlimited potential? Say hands twitches, and I see once more that sad look welling up in her eyes. It's the look she gets when she watches Rin. The look by which she remembers her husband. I doubt it. Sai stands up and digs into the pocket of her jacket for a cigarette and lighter. Her hands are shaking. I'm going for a smoke. Wordlessly, Nomiya and I both decide to follow her after a moment. It's already dark outside. Sei is standing with her back to us, taking sharp, occasional drags on her cigarette. Its weak amber glow illuminates her face, framing her sharp jawline.
Maybe it's best to call it a night. I can give you a lift back to school if you want, Nakai.
You are not going anywhere, Shinichi. I need a drink. We're going to that place at the corner.
Chichi looks at the old lady and then shrugs at me apologetically. It's no problem. I'll just catch the bus back. I'm headed upstairs to see Rin, if Rin will come back to school with me anyway. I think she's been staying overnight here too often lately. Sei locks the front door of the gallery and links arms with the old teacher. I feel strange looking at them. Wonder what it feels like to have friends who've been with you for decades, for most of your life. I can't imagine it. Sometimes it's pain! The two of them start making their way down the street towards the bar on the corner. They quickly head upstairs to the atelier door, ready to get to what I originally came here for. Well, not always. Honestly, those are the type of friends that will stick with you thick and thin. Even if not the best way. I guess I shouldn't say best way. It just depends. I climb upstairs and enter carefully. The room is dark because of the quickly falling night, but I can see Rin, or rather her silhouette, sitting on the floor. So she's got her inspiration back, like Sei said. Moved from assault to painting on the floor. Before I manage 5 steps, I stop, frozen in my tracks. The ironic realization that human cognitive ability is commendable echoes through my head. For a mere moment of a shadow, it took me a fraction of a second to realize something's away. Pressing what I'm seeing, I formulate the answer and blush all the way up to the tip of my ears. Wait, what? Rin is sitting on the floor with legs underneath her. She moves in rhythmical motions back and forth, slowly grinding herself against herself. Feeling so heavy, it's almost visible in the dim light. It's the heavy panting of someone who doesn't have the option to breathe gracefully. Her hips, mere shadows against the dim light shining on her from above. Oh shit! Both are swinging circularly over and over again. She hasn't noticed me, so engrossed she is in her activity. Deadlock solve itself before I get a chance to think of what to do next. Suddenly the atmosphere of the room changes. A little thing, not consciously noticeable, but it changes. Perhaps a timid current from the opened door or a minute change in air pressure. Thinking of my breathing, or the sound of my breathing, even though I notice I haven't taken a breath for many, many seconds. The aura of my presence. That something catches Rin's senses. She stops moving, freezes, and slowly turns to the door. I imagine not see. I imagine not see the whole out of her face, like a fawn's eyes staring at a hunter. I wonder if Rin can see my expression, but at least she doesn't have the strength or the spirit to look straight in my eyes. So she droops her chin against her chest, letting her mess of her hair hide her face from me even further. I feel like I should either walk out or walk to her, but I can't do either. I told you to stay away. Her words are defeated, painful, as if she was suffering. Rin doesn't have anything other than her shirt on. You can see the last wisp of the twilight against the pale skin of her thighs and bottom. There's no way I can back off anymore. I lost that chance. So I do the next best thing. I quickly avert my gaze, even though Vin doesn't see what I'm looking at. I'm sorry. I didn't think. It's not like that. Voice is raspy, shivering from a held back tears or something else. She is shaking, looking like she's in physical pain. It's not like that. I had no idea what it really means to change, but I know now you have no idea what I had to do and all the things that passed through, and I think that I forgot I really don't. So they just build up inside and grow and grow and grow till they flow out like a flow of everything that has ever been wrong. I can't take it. I can't think of the things I want because there's only so many things I can think. 4, 6, 7, doesn't matter. It's never enough. I had to let this out. I feel I have to destroy it, forget it, nothing else. Rena's bubbling her words into the air more than talking to me. It is rambling, ranting, raving speech of a lunatic, even and steady in tone, but taking the form of a never-ending stream of words, almost simultaneously spawning from between her lips. Feels like she forgot it is me who is present, or that someone actually is present. Maybe she vaguely recognized what is real and what is not. Maybe in her mind, I'm a voice inside her head. Look down at Rin's sorry figure, cowering on the floor with only the white shirt of her usual attire on. Neither preserves her modesty that is gone now, nor her body warmth that she doesn't seem to care about. She looks more broken than I imagine a human person being capable of. And the hospital and school have given me some real perspective on that. I remember the hazy blue smoke and myself wondering what Rin would do for the sake of art. The realization that Rin is really always serious hits me with this entire weight. She really and truly would destroy herself if her art required it. I thought she was so silly with her strange ways, talking about personal change as if it was something sudden and concrete, like waking up. I had no idea. This is her, laid bare in front of my eyes in all possible meanings of the world. Wood. Complete isolation here on the top floor of this building, in this room, in her mind. Day after day, working on her paintings with no heed paid to anything else. Bringing herself to reach what she wishes to reach. This obscene act that she does for reasons I'm not sure she herself understands. Why does she have to do this? I'm trying to connect the pieces, but I don't understand. I feel sad, scared, excited, disgusted, worried, and a number of emotions I can't remember the name of now. I feel conflicted. I should go. I'm really sorry. It doesn't matter. Voice is dry and quiet, like sandpaper coming out of my throat. I really am sorry. Sorry for thinking this. I don't want to see Rin like this. All I can see is her sadness, her stress and despair. Is this what a limit means? Why would... How could Say and Normia let Rin go this far? Or is it me is to blame? I almost walk out, right there, but at the last moment, turn around to steel myself, and walk to Rin to crouch down behind her and lightly touch her forehead. She doesn't resist or react. Can't leave her like this. She's not well. She feels like she has a fever, freezing cold and burning hot at the same time. What if she got sick from staying out all night with me back then? Seems she's prone to getting ill. There's a blanket on the couch, but I wrap my arms around Rin instead of fetching it. She does not resist my clumsy hug, only slumbers her head lower, deepening the shadows hiding her face from me. What are you doing? Nothing. Not embracing her out of love, nor out of forgiveness. For am I in love, or is she sorry? I just want to hug her. For a moment, the only sound in this room is her heavy breathing. My body warmth, shared between two people, is barely enough, but slowly, painfully slowly, it spreads from me to her. Small warmth returning to Rin makes me more conscious of her body against mine. Even in the darkness, I can feel the fleeting scent of Rin's hair, the sweat on her skin, the dried paint stuck in her shirt. Feel the hardness of her bones and the softness of her flesh. Her heartbeats echoing mine, out of rhythm, just like always. The hot blood rushing inside me reminds me why I said what I said back then. Why I came here even after that. Why I am here tonight again. Why am I hugging her now to keep her safe against the cold and sadness? Rin has really grown on me inside my heart, claiming a small part of it as her own without even particularly trying. Rin, I know she wanted to push me away. I can't help this feeling. Are you alright, Rin? I'm not. I think I broke. I painted. I painted some really good things. Incredible. But it hurt me. I can't handle this. Her voice cuts out, as there were no more words for her to say. It's not an angry voice, nor a sad voice. It is a lifeless voice. Pet her head and shoulders, the physical equivalent of saying there. It's not like I could reassure her with the sweet nothings that people are supposed to say in this kind of situation. Not sure if she would even listen, or be reassured. She didn't react much to my embrace either, as if she didn't care. Maybe she doesn't. At least, she doesn't care if she looks sad or not. There are no facades, no attempt to explain herself, no false happiness. Rin is honest. Hisao, what is it? You're my friend, right? Right. Will you do me a favor? I can't fix this, but I'm not finished yet. Her dry voice is a mere whisper, but the strength her last is in it, delivering her meaning much more clearly than her words. I can feel Rin's heart beating against my chest like a scared little bird. Her entire body is shivering from her fever, from her fear, from her despair. My brain is fast becoming overloaded with the myriad of thoughts this encounter spawned, but I have to push them all aside. I snuggle my nose against her earlobe, which is soft and cold, and her hair which smells good and tickles me. Alright, I'll do it. Whisper in her ear reassuringly, trying to calm it down. It works at least halfway, as Rin closes her eyes and leans against me as if searching comfort for my warmth. But this is not something that friends should do. We can't be friends anymore? It's fine, don't worry about it, just relax. Even though I said that, I'm on the verge of breaking myself. Do we need to get sensory in here? If I wasn't so nervous, I'd laugh at my own nervousness. She wants to be comforted, and I want to comfort her. But in this way, with my hand lower. Her muscles contract timidly, evading my touch. Soon they find their trust in me and relax. Hey, it's that one again. This actually changes for each scene. Each time you load the game. Don't worry. I don't trust this. I don't like this at all. Rin grasps for breath like she's drowning, returning to reality because she has no other choice. Her entire body is still in the throes of the slowly dying moment. Pools of sweat are glistening on her forehead. I am feeling my own heartbeat inside me, but now the spur of the moment is gone and I don't know what to say to Rin, who is panting, heart and ecstatic in my arms. Her shirt, wet with sweat, is glued to her back, revealing hints of her shoulder blades and waistline. She feels limp, weak, exhausted. More is not needed. Good. I reach out for the blanket and wrap it around her and me. Rin doesn't resist me. She's trained of all strength. What will happen now? I don't know. Nothing, I suppose. You look tired. I am tired. It feels strange. Like I lost something. I mean, something else in my... Why did you have to say it like that, Red? Don't say something like that! Neither of those things I don't want to lose you. Neither of those things I don't want to lose you. What does that mean? I'm not going anywhere. I'm afraid that you are. All the time. That moment, I felt that it was not only Rin who lost something of hers. I felt like I was losing a part of myself. Or maybe all of me. But if you were to ask me what it was I lost, I couldn't say because I had already forgotten it. I broke another promise by coming out with my honest feelings to Rin. That's 2 in one day.
I hate the distance between you and me. So every time it gets a little bit closer, I become afraid of losing it. That's weird.
I guess so.
Do you mind if I sleep a little? No, I guess you don't. You like watching, don't you?
Like a good boy.
She closes her eyes and swallows it with a large gulp, trying to relax herself, fighting against the urge to paint. Yes, I do. Rin moves her body in my arms, searching for a comfortable position in a very uncomfortable position. She leans against me, closing her eyes and lets one last long breath out before settling into a steady rhythm of sleep. With her last moment of awareness, she whispers something to me, but I can't hear it. Ren drifts deeper into sleep, with a deep sigh that releases all remaining tension from her muscles. Try to shift around so both of us are more comfortable. It takes a while because I don't want to wake Ren up, even though she'll probably wouldn't. But eventually, I find a position I am somewhat comfortable with. Leaning against the sofa cushions of the couch and breathe in the cool air of the atelier. Ren's head rests against my chest, as if she was listening to my heartbeats. Like as if a dream, Ripple has small twitches on her face, like a cat sleeping the mouse hunter's dream. The full moon, shining her pale light upon us from beyond the skylight, reflects from a blank canvas standing forgotten on the easel. Its whiteness is glowing against the dark night of the atelier. Atelier, whatever the hell that is. That's all for this time. This is Resung the Drug Gamer. Hope you enjoyed the series so far, and I'll see all you guys again next time. See you guys then.